Hi, I'm Shelley Neese with this week's Messianic Lite. Parashah Chayei Sara covers two important events in Abraham's faith journey. In Genesis 23, Abraham has lost his wife Sarah, and the details given are not about his mourning, but rather the intricate negotiations between Abraham and the Hittites over a burial place for Sarah. Abraham is an alien in a foreign land. He has no family cemetery and no right to purchase land. The details of the account make it seem like the Hittites are overly accommodating at first, but really it's a comical episode revealing Middle Eastern bargaining styles. The Hittites insist that Abraham take one of their own burial sites. Abraham is uncomfortable with the idea. He wants to rightfully own it. What if he has a conflict with the Hittites and they block him from visiting Sarah's grave later or stop him from burying other family members there? Considering the land conflict that plagues Israel to this day, I would say Abraham acted wisely or even prophetically. Finally, when the Hittites agree to let him purchase a field with the cave, they quote him a very inflated price. Abraham makes the purchase even though it is an overpriced sliver of property. The transactional details in the biblical text come off as very intentional. Genesis 49 states that the plot eventually held the tombs of Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, and Jacob and Leah. In fact, each time one of the matriarchs or patriarchs dies and is buried, Genesis repeats the detail that Abraham purchased the cave that is in the field of Ephron the Hittite. It seems strange that 100 years after Abraham bought the property, the Bible is still referring to it as the field of Ephron. It is as if God is weighing in on the side of Israel thousands of years later when she is once again fighting for the land promised to her. Believing Jews and Christians may know that the land is covenanted, but for all others, God provides this historical encounter to show that the promised land is also a purchased land. This past summer, Sarah's burial plot was front page news. UNESCO, the UN's World Heritage Body, declared the old city of Hebron in the West Bank as a Palestinian World Heritage Site. Hebron, as many of you know, is home to the Cave of the Patriarchs. During Jesus' time, Herod built a large enclosure around the tomb for Jewish worshippers, and later the tomb was acquired by Byzantine Christians, and then occupied by conquering Arab Muslims, and then in the hands of Crusaders, and then back to Muslim rule, and finally in 1967, Israel regained control of the site. For 700 years of Muslim rule, Jews were forbidden from passing the seventh step leading up to the tomb. Only once Israel conquered Hebron was it reinstituted as a place of Jewish worship. However, Israel still allows the Muslim Waqf to have administrative control of the site and blocks off over half of the compound for Muslim worshippers. Even still, UNESCO has declared the Cave of the Patriarchs a Palestinian heritage spot. Their resolution is in an attempt to Islamify the site. In response, I would like to point them to Genesis 23. In the hands of Abraham and Sarah and their descendants goes the title deed. If Palestinians want to claim ownership, it is difficult to trump a 4,000-year-old record of transaction. However, I don't want to end on a sassy note. Bible readers remember, the Cave of the Machpelach was historically a place of peace and laying aside of differences, in honor of remembering the deceased. Isaac and Ishmael met there to bury their father Abraham. Jacob and Esau came together at the cave to bury their father Isaac. Should you ever have the chance to visit the beloved burial site of the patriarchs and matriarchs, try to look past the political tension there and remember it for its unifying power in the Bible. Until next week, we will be reading Genesis 25:19 to Genesis 28:9. Next week's parsha is entitled Toldot, which means in Hebrew descendants or generations. Please leave your comments. I didn't even get to Isaac and Rebekah, but where this week we had death, next week there is new life and an extension of the covenant. Thank you. Shavua Tov.